Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to your boys.
Absolutely, because if it's not interesting to us, it certainly shouldn't be interesting to you.
Yes, sir.
So, James, it is this is a little bit of a late edition, if
Yeah,
you will. We're starting about an hour later than usual.
normally.
It is 9:02 p.m. on the left coast here in the Pacific. It is August 30th, 2023. This is a live and interactive broadcast.
Oh,
And what
yeah.
does that mean? Tell them.
That means we are live. We are here with you right now. So we want your comments, your questions, your thoughts. We want to know them because sometimes, we'll take that'll take the show and just flip it on its head and turn it another direction.
Absolutely. And tonight, we have some huge announcements to make here on the Fat
Yeah.
Black Connection. But
Yeah.
yeah. But before we get into those announcements, the first thing that we've got to talk about is some of the major announcements that I got to make on the pop culture kaboom.
Yeah, gotta find the right side. There you go.
Yes, sorry, it's mirrored. So
Yeah.
yes, pop culture kaboom radio show
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Oh yeah. I showed
And
up for a quick second.
yes, thank you for that.
No
I got to
problem.
talk about a lot of the cool things, big things that are happening here
Huge.
at 97 and Out Productions, which
Yeah.
is now a legitimate legal business.
For reals.
Yeah, it's a real thing
LLC.
all day. So 97 Now Productions is a legit business all day, and they have been the production studio for us here at the Fat and Black Connection. They also are over Murphy's Inc., which we're going to talk about tonight. They are over Pop Culture Kaboom podcast now. Your previously directed Murder by Garlic from the Jack Rabbit Files.
That is correct.
My Captain Fearless and the Time Traveling Nazis of Doom,
That is correct.
and many other things, and more things on the horizon, such as one of the things that we got to announce. And I have to pull up my script because I have to make sure that I actually say this verbatim because I was required to. So give me
Oh.
just a second. I have to read this
Okay.
as is written, or else I might get yelled at. So that is to say that one moment. Please hold.
Please hold. Holding.
Holding. Here we
Holding.
go. I am pleased to announce that 97 and Out Productions has partnered with the father and son dynamic duo from the indie hit film that made history this year at San Diego Comic-Con, the sequel to the film from 20 years ago, Lumpia with a Vengeance, which will be available for digital purchase on October 3rd. The Iriartes, Lawrence and Diego, have begun early development on the Murphy's Inc. comic book, which will be set 10 years prior to the start of the audio drama. So issue 1 is in development, and it's coming along. It's a real thing. It is happening, people.
Oh yeah.
So the other huge, massive announcement
Huge.
that was made on that show, follow up here, will happen in just a moment. Because first, I have to share with you that
Oh.
I decided to go out and get me a
Fo-
Foster's.
Australian for beer.
That's right.
Uh,
I've never had a Foster's.
Oh, really? I don't think I've even ever had one either. But what's really funny is that I actually asked an Australian about Foster's, and they
Mhm.
said, "Yeah, we don't drink that."
Yeah, I imagine it's probably like their bud or something.
No, they don't like. I apparently it's not even there.
Oh, okay. Well, the interesting thing to me is I don't know if you can tell, but this is a massive can.
Yeah, I can see that.
This is what was it, 25 ounces, I believe?
Cool. Shotgun that.
Yeah, 25.4 ounces. This thing is huge, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna need you to shotgun it, bro. Like back in the day. Just
Yeah, no, that ain't gonna happen. Especially when I don't know what it tastes like.
yeah, that's true too.
Could be some skunk.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably smells.
It smells like pea beer.
Is it like power through.
I think it's power. I think it's PBR.
Yeah, it's just
Blue ribbon in a Australian can.
Capsh. Well, I got a drink a little bit later. It's actually one that I got from you guys. It's the Seagram's Escapes Italian Iced Mango. So
Ah, yes.
gonna try that later. But first, I grabbed a. I saw this at the what was that? Terribles, and it's a variation of the Baja Blast. So this is Baja Passion Fruit Punch from Mountain Dew. Not really a Mountain Dew guy, but actually it's funny because on the can it says enter for a chance to win a $500 Taco Bell gift card. Nobody needs that much Taco Bell ever. But
You're gonna need like another $200 on top of that for new underwear.
all right, so we're gonna give this a shot. And I also got a thing of chips that I had never tried before either, but those aren't the chips aren't as new. Hold on, let's see what this. Mm.
And what is the flavor again?
It is Baja Passion Fruit Punch. It says dew with a blast of natural and artificial passion fruit flavor.
All right. And we've got Pop Culture Kaboom checking in. Hope you're enjoying the show so far, Jimmy. And for that, I assume that's you. And stick around because we're about to talk about that big announcement that was
Not
made
bad.
on Sunday.
It's not bad. And actually, these are Cheetos. These have been around for a while, but I've never actually had these before. These are the cheddar jalapeno Cheetos.
Okay.
So,
and everybody loves the sound of that crinkling bag right into the microphone. It's great.
Just kidding.
I hate you so much. so much. So
Ooh,
Jimmy asked
good.
which announcement.
Man.
So you like them, jalapeno?
Yeah, these are good.
Oh, we got Tara checking in.
Yeah.
Tara, stick around. And I guess I should announce we have some special guests with us here tonight that we'll be bringing in shortly. The voice actors that portray Michael and Daphne on Murphy's Inc.
Yep. They here.
Mr. Shandon Loring and Mrs. Jenny Helton.
That's correct.
They are both here. They will be on very soon, so stick around. We will be talking to them about all things Murphy and getting to know them. And yeah, Jenny checking in says those are delicious. They taste like nachos.
They do taste like nachos. They're quite good.
Very good. Well,
and when in doubt, pinky out.
And Jimmy at Pop Culture Kaboom says we should do an interview with Intern 2. The difficulty with doing that is that Intern 2 is James. There's almost no difference between the character and...
There's a little bit. He's just younger than me.
Yeah.
But not by much. By like 10 years, I think.
So let's dive on in to this major, massive announcement that happened on Sunday, and that is that 97 to Now Productions,
in conjunction with
Pop Culture Kaboom podcast, are now announcing the Kaboom Con 2024.
Kaboom Con!
Which is happening in Carson City, Nevada.
In Carson City, Nevada.
Okay, you can stop that now. Because I'll just go ahead and read the press release. 97 to Now Productions LLC press release, August 28th, 2023. 97 to Now Productions announces KaboomCon, Northern Nevada, scheduled for September 7th, 2024. Carson City, Nevada, August 2023. The 2024 KaboomCon will be hosted on September 7th, 2024 at the Carson City Community Center in Carson City, Nevada. The event will have almost 10,000 square feet of exhibitor floor space. There will be cosplay and art contests, as well as fabulous raffle prizes. The event will also serve as a fundraiser for multiple local 501c3 nonprofits, including Cold Nose, Rescue, and Sanctuary, with a portion of the net proceeds going to these fantastic organizations. The special ambassador of this event will be Jimmy Jones from the internationally popular show Pop Culture Kaboom. Jimmy Jones is well known and connected to the 7 pillars of pop culture entertainment, including comics, television, films, games, books, novels, cons, and so much more. Interested vendors or exhibitors are encouraged to register for this event immediately, as this is the first ever comic convention to be held in Carson City, and spots are expected to fill up quickly. Tickets for the event will go on sale June 1st, 2024, and vendor registration is open today. 97 and Out Productions is a Northern Nevada based company that produces audio dramas such as Murphy's Inc., Oak Bridge, and From the Jaguar Abbott Files, and podcasts such as Fat and Black Connection and Pop Culture Kaboom Podcast. 97 and Out collaborates with talented people worldwide and provides opportunities for those looking to break into the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Whew!
It's a mouthful. These are also a mouthful. These are delicious.
Right on. And while I was reading that, Jimmy said, "It sounds like you're falling off a cliff," while saying,
So I did it.
massive news indeed.
Indeed.
And as Jimmy says here, Pop Culture Kaboom, they are filling quickly, and that's
They are.
factual. And we're going to talk about that.
They are.
So first off, we mentioned that the location is the Carson City Community Center. It is a fabulous spot located in central Carson, not far from the state's capital. And it is also not far from the Reno Tahoe International Airport. So if you are not local and looking to join this fantastic event, you can fly on in. There are plenty of hotels in South Reno as well as in the Carson area. And South Reno to this event facility is only maybe a 30-minute drive.
If that, and there's not a whole lot of traffic, so you're good.
Yeah. And if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, it's only about a 4-hour drive from there to this event facility.
Yeah, not bad.
Now, if you're in the Vegas area, it's a little bit longer. It's about
Not
7
doing
and a
that.
half.
Oh, I'm flying.
As you should. But it's going to be a fantastic event. That's the outside. Here's the inside of the facility where the event will be held. Again, about 10,000 square feet of space.
Yep.
And I feel like with that, it's important that we, as Jimmy called out already, spots are filling up quickly. And so giving some love to those that have already signed up. Gen 7 Comics is coming, and this is an original comic book company, independent. They produce their own stuff.
That's cool.
We've got Kyber Cave coming.
So I'm assuming they do something with lightsabers.
That is correct. They make and manufacture lightsabers, and they sell them, and they do demonstrations with them and dueling. And
oh,
yes, sir. We might have to have some.
I'm gonna need that at the. Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
Jimmy, you could speak to that. That's something we're probably going to be setting up.
We need that on this. We need that on the stage for sure.
Everything. I'm sorry, James. How did you say this earlier?
I said resign, but then I realized
everything resign is what he said.
But then I realized it was resin after you said it, and I was like,
yes.
oh,
yes.
Okay,
everything resin, and I think the name of their business kind of gives away probably what they do.
Yeah, I'm thinking what 3D printing.
And Jimmy says, combat quality combat sabers.
Yeah, regardless, I just need to see some of that going on.
We also have a couple of authors who have already signed up. Mr. Stephen Provost, who has written a number of #1 books that are on Amazon, and he'll be there signing and selling. And also this guy who we've had on our show before,
Spencer.
Mr. Spencer Stoner, also known as the voice of Captain Fearless. He will be joining us. No, that's not me, ladies and gentlemen. That's Spencer Stoner.
Yeah, he's cuter than you.
Wow. And of course, one of the big ones that we've got on the hook, and they really couldn't say no.
Mostly because they had no choice.
The father-son dynamic duo of Lawrence and Diego Uriarte, also known as the part of the creative team behind the upcoming Murphy's Inc. comic book.
Speaking of which, we should have put this out there last week, but Lawrence has said that we need, if whoever comes up with the best combination, so 2 characters, you want Mark to be one character, me to be the other. and he will combine that, and you will get a digital copy. Whoever comes up with that duo, or however you want to describe it, whoever comes up with that will get a digital print of of what you selected, if that's the one that is the best one, the best combo that we choose.
Yes, and really quickly to what James is referring, let me pull this up. So there was a piece of art that Lawrence and Diego did for us, where I am Jor-El and James is baby Kal-El, and so this is something that Lawrence and Diego would love to do for our audience. So if you come up with an idea of a combination you'd like to see James and I being, me as Batman and James as Robin, and
Or
when I
vice
say
versa.
no, everybody wants to see you as Robin, in the little green trunks, and yes,
It would be funnier with you, or like or maybe what? No, that's kind of, you wouldn't see our faces. I would say Spider-Man, Doc Ock. That could be kind of cool, but
I mean, you could see our faces. Just maybe if I'm Spider-Man, I'm holding the mask over here, or you're Doc Ock and you've ripped it off my face.
yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah. So there are a lot of different things, but they don't even necessarily have to be characters from the same universe. It
That's
could
true.
be, me as Wolverine and James as Grimace.
Grimace. You're more Grimace.
Just throwing options out there, folks.
Grimace.
Don't hate.
Oh man, did you ever try? Did anybody try that Grimace shake thing?
I certainly did not.
No, I heard just horrible things. Oh, what's this? Tara. Oh, actually, Jimmy said Cloak and Dagger. Actually, I kind of did like that show that they had for a little while. And then James is Green Lantern and Mark is Green Arrow. Oh, that could be kind of fun. I could dig that one. I actually like that one.
And Jimmy agrees. Yeah, so we've got a lot of big stuff going on. So yes, that con is happening in 2024, September 7th. So we've got a year to plan, organize. We've already got the facility set up.
You know what else that day happens to be? That'll be my 42nd birthday.
Yeah, nobody cares. So, anyways.
Wow.
Yes, when I told James the date that we were looking at, he made sure to say that his expectation is that every vendor who comes must
bring a present.
A present.
Oh man, bring a present.
Yes. So it will be your birthday. Good for you. 42. I mean, it'd be more impressive if it was like 40 or 45, but
yeah, but it just didn't happen to fall that way. So
yeah, supposedly Tara claims to care. I can see Jenny shaking her head. She certainly doesn't.
wow.
And Shandon shaking his head. He certainly doesn't. And Jimmy says he's going to have a microphone. I'll get the whole con singing your happy birthday. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate you, bro.
So this last Sunday, when right after I finished on Pop Culture
Kaboom,
immediately thereafter was the airing of episode 1 of Murphy's Inc. season 2.
Episode 1.
Please come in.
Please come in.
The synopses or summary of episode 1. After moving into their new base of operations, the team struggles with finances and leadership as Murphy is nowhere to be found.
Where's Murphy? Where's Murphy?
And Tyrus says, me being there is all you're getting. So Tyrus is already committed to coming to KaboomCon.
Oh, that's good. Can't wait to see you, Tyrus. It'll be fun.
And according to Jimmy, Tyrus will have a bow on for you, James. You just have to find the bow.
Oh, boy.
Gross.
No, thank you.
Anyways, this fantastic art was provided to us by Mr. Michael Leone with the Cloned Ones LLC,
The cloned ones.
and we talked about this art before. And oh, we got Angel checking in. We Facebook official now.
We've been friends for a long time on Facebook.
And Tyrus says the bow will be in his hair.
Mm.
He didn't say which hair.
Oh,
Moving on. So the nice thing about this image is it really gives us a feel for the machine room with the machine. We have Gleason and a new character introduced in episode 1, which I'm not going to go into it because I'm sure some of you out there haven't listened yet because it hasn't dropped in podcast platform,
right.
which is happening this Friday at 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Over here, we've got Michael and Daphne hanging out, which, if you look really closely back here, you'll see the Cloned Ones logo. So good Easter egg. Down here, we have the interns 1 and 2, which this would be the character you play.
That's right.
Here we have Philippe and the librarian.
Yep.
Over here, we've got Hart working in the shop.
Yep.
And Angel asks which one is supposed to be me. It would be the big fat guy in the middle, right here. So, yeah, fantastic. But with that being the case, that leads us to episode 2.
Episode 2.
Which comes out this Sunday on knvc.org or 95.1 KNVC if you're local in Northern Nevada.
That's correct.
Episode 2 is titled Come on, let's get our hands dirty. And the summary for episode 2. Michael, Philippe, and intern 1 head to 340 BCE Cyrene to obtain an extinct plant, Silphium. At the same time, Daphne's team prepares to make their jump.
That's correct.
So, this is the first time this art is being seen anywhere, again, by the fantastic Michael Leone from Cloned Ones LLC. And I haven't even had a chance to look at it closely to see if he hid his logo anywhere in here.
No, he didn't really hide it in this one.
Oh, okay. And Tyrus says, I'm loving these episodes' graphics. So in this image, we see Michael and the intern 1 and Philippe.
Yep.
And it looks like they're walking through a marketplace.
Yep. Just marketplace. And yeah, we're good. It's going to be a good time, man.
Absolutely.
Listen in. Find out what happens.
So, I'm excited for this episode to come out on Sunday. And when will you post this? I will be posting it this evening after we finish the show. Fat and Black gets first dibs, yo. So I think we've had enough booty chatter between you and me. Let's start bringing in some of our guests that we have with us this evening.
Yeah.
First up, the voice of Daphne.
Daphne.
Mrs. Jenny Helton.
Oh,
hello.
Yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Jenny.
This
Thank
is
you.
your first time on the Fat and Black Connection.
Yeah.
This is my first time being on the show. Yes.
Yeah, long time listener, first time caller.
I
First
do
time
need
video.
regular comments. So
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
lots of comments. First time being on the show, live in person.
mhm.
I guess as in person as we could be. What's I gotta ask, but first and foremost, where are you?
I am in my closet. I'm in my closet.
In the closet.
Okay, and why are you in the closet?
This is where the magic happens. This is where I record for Murphy's Inc. Hey, Tara.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyrus.
Hey, Tyrus.
Hey, Tyrus. Who's who, Jenny?
We love who, Jenny.
Who's who, Jenny?
I'm not sure.
Who, Jenny.
And so welcome to the show. We also have another fantastic guest here with us, and I'm gonna when I switch over and I bring him in, I'm gonna have him take up the whole screen. and there's a reason for it. Just for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shandon Loring. Shandon? Uh,
Good
Shandon,
evening.
where are you? Oh, what in the blue?
We're flying. We're flying.
Shandon, is that you?
We need
That been
this
me?
to. Oh man, look at that.
Or reasonable facsimile thereof.
This is great. Oh man,
Hold on.
Hey,
I am so excited by this right now.
Hold on.
This is even better than I expected.
Hold on. So, Shandon, we've never met. We've only ever spoken through, doing voice recordings in Zencaster and whatnot.
He's not a real person.
What the blue hell is going on? Are you AI coming to life?
Tyra said,
Yes.
"Hey, look."
I'm sorry, I am not a real human.
Tyra said, "What in Castlevania?" Oh no, sorry, I clicked the wrong one.
No.
What in Castlevania?
I've been at this for a little bit while, telling stories in online and virtual worlds on my YouTube stuff, and I've always been just an avatar. Did some in-person stuff, said some campground ghost stories and stuff like that. It's a real life person. Everything else has been this avatar here. So my real life face doesn't show much, and it's very pretty, I think. But
So, do you have a face for radio?
I have a face for radio and a voice for print, my friend.
Wow. I like that.
Well,
No,
that doesn't help us out any, since you are cast as one of
Oh
the,
yeah, that's right.
the main characters in
Yeah.
Murphy's Inc. So that if we're trying to get people to listen, that's not helpful.
it's not like he sounds like this. Hey guys, I need.
But you have a stellar editing crew. You make even me sound okay.
Man,
So okay, so Shandon,
this is awesome.
this is insane. So where are you? Like, are you? I get that your avatar is in a castle, but where in the world are you, so to speak?
I am in northern Nevada, in the great capital city of Carson City.
Oh,
Where in the world is Shandon Loring?
okay. So a local person, and Jenny, you are.
I'm in Reno, Nevada. I am upstairs from you.
That is very true, actually.
She's about
Yes.
over there.
Yeah.
Mhm. You're over there.
Yeah. And James, you're sounding like a Muppet.
That's not new. That's not new, Jimmy.
Shannon reminds
Oh,
me.
when I talk like this.
Shannon reminds me of Sita on BET.
What?
Being not black, I don't know. James, can you help us out? Can you translate?
I don't even know. I don't even watch BET like that. So
Oh, okay.
sorry, Tyrus.
And
You're on your own on that one.
I'm not sure who Shannon is, but and then at the Bowers Mansion.
Mm.
Bowser's Mansion is maybe more like it.
Peaches.
All right, so let's get into you guys, and
Yeah.
let's start with Jenny. So Jenny, first and foremost, tell us a little bit about yourself and your performing background, and walk us through how you came to be with and on Murphy's Inc.
So my name is Jenny.
What's your last name?
I don't remember.
I
Don't remember.
introduced her by her name.
My name is Jenny Helton. I live here in Reno, Nevada. I originally started out not doing voiceover work or podcast work or audio drama work, but I don't know, how would you put it? Like,
Singing.
yeah. I started off just being a singer, being in choral groups, taking voice lessons, doing that sort of thing. And then I, auditioned for a musical and met, some like weird guy that used some weird pickup lines on me.
Les Miserables.
Les Miserables.
Yeah.
One day more. And I ended up marrying him. I don't know what I was thinking, but I ended up marrying him, and then we moved to northern Nevada, and then COVID hit, and we couldn't really do musicals anymore because we were mostly doing them down in Douglas, and it's crazy down there, man. With all the COVID, it's crazy down there. And so,
COVID ran rapid.
yeah, it really did. We had to drop out of a show, and later on, we heard just everyone had COVID. Everyone had crazy COVID.
Good you got out.
Yeah. And then it was like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna, get our creative outlet out there? And Mark was like, "Hey, I'm gonna audition for this audio drama," and I was like, "What? What even is that?" And that's how he got on Heritage House.
Yeah.
And then when Murphy's Inc. came about, he's like, "You should audition," and I was like, "I don't, what? I don't think I could do that." But he's like, "Come on, wife." So I was like, fine, as a favor to you. And here we are today.
2 years later.
Indeed.
2 years later.
And just putting it out there for all transparency, I had nothing to do with her casting. I intentionally said
He stepped away.
He
stepped away.
Guys, go ahead, do whatever you want. And she would not have been my first pick for Daphne. But I think she was the right pick and as panned out very well. So
and that's actually not even the role that I was interested in.
Which one were you interested in?
I was interested in Sylvia.
Oh, okay.
Or Intern 1.
Mm-hmm.
But Stephanie stole that from me, so now.
Actually, Sylvia would have been cool, but I don't know who would have been Daphne now. So,
I mean, Anita stole that from me. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I guess you got the leftovers.
Oh no!
I did get the leftovers, but it just means I get to work with Shandon. So that's I get to do a lot of recordings with Shandon, which is super fun.
Yeah. So let's. And Tyrus claims to have auditioned for Daphne, but didn't get it. I must have missed that reading.
Thank God.
So at one point, we did very seriously consider Tyrus for Hart, as a matter of fact. And for those of you that know the show, season 1, Hart is portrayed as a French woman on the show. But I will tell you, when we listened to Tyrus read as Hart, he brought like a street vibe to it that almost felt like, okay, this could be like, Fast and Furious Chop Shop kind of character. But ultimately, we didn't go with it.
I was really into that. I think at the time I was like, dude, Tyrus should totally play Hart.
I'd kind of like to hear that now.
And Jimmy would like us to do a Murphy's Inc. musical episode, which
we actually did talk about that.
Yes, let's do it.
That could very well happen. That is a possibility. There's Shandon, do you sing?
So low.
So low we can't hear you.
Yeah. We got auto tune. We can fix that right up.
Yeah, Joe Blythe works miracles, man.
We got auto tune. We can fix that right up.
Tara says that Jenny got the leading role leftovers. And now Tyrus says he really wanted Philippe. Well, I am certain that Tyrus is very satisfied with the role he's playing now moving forward.
I mean, mostly because he wrote it, but whatever.
I mean, we created it before he wrote it.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, Shandon, for you, please talk to us. Tell us who you are, some background and how you came to be an avatar and how you came to be with Murphy's Inc.
I'll start at the end there and work backwards. Murphy's Inc. I lucked out. I went to he had a show at breweries, Poe something Halloween a few years ago, and I went and bought a ticket. And when you bought a ticket, they automatically signed you up to be part of the Proscenium players and stuff. And then I got on the mailing list and came out, and I thought, well, I'll apply for that. And I don't know how, but somehow you guys got me in there, and I'm sure it was an accident, but I'm sure glad I'm here.
Oops.
I'm totally enjoying it. Years and years and years ago, did live reading stuff for friends, anything from books to poetry to narrating entire novels and stuff. But I wanted a little bit of an audience. I don't know why. Back then, I think Live 365 was the big thing, even before YouTube was really hot. And I did a little radio show on there reading some Jimmy Buffett stuff and things. But it was a lot of work and a lot of structure. And
did you say Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett. I was reading some Jimmy Buffett material. He wasn't with me. I actually met Jimmy Buffett at a bar in Avalon when I worked there on a dive boat, but that's a different story.
Did you have a cheeseburger with him?
I had a margarita, so it's close.
Margaritaville. Yep.
Luau Larry's.
Luau Larry's.
Luau Larry's in Avalon. Right downstairs from the hotel that I mean, little 8-room hotel I managed.
Dang.
Worked on a dive boat. You have to have 3 or 4 jobs in Avalon if you want to live.
Bye, Tyrus. Enjoy that Beyonce.
Oh, he's not going. He's trying to get out of there before the concert lets out. She was just up here like 2 days ago. So, anyways, continue, Shandon.
Well, anyway, I still want to do some of the live storytelling stuff, and I kind of was able to set my own. When visited Second Life, now what the hell is this? People are making real money and stuff. It's fake. It's just avatars. It's just nothing, and it is just avatars. But there's a person behind each one of them, where they look like a real person or an avatar, or whatever. Not to get all gushy or anything, but it is, and it was a neat social thing of relating to a bunch of different people. And someone was reading an Irish story, and I've got some Irish background, so I thought, I can do that. So I auditioned at a place called the West of Ireland Library and Cultural Center, and they brought me in telling stories on Thursday nights, and I just really got a kick out of it. And that was 15 years ago. So I've been doing nightly stories, weekly, one night a week stories for the last 15-something years, plus lots of little specialties in between.
Wow.
And a couple of years ago, COVID really helped spin it up, of course, but just right pre that, I started kicking up the YouTube channel and started a thing called StoryLink Radio, which you guys kind of already know about. And it's telling stories. I've got a little podcast to the same name. YouTube neat because I can do a background video of this virtual world. You guys just see me standing in a castle, which is at the moment Robert Bloch Nightmare Gallery of lots of pictures and stuff, art gallery. But I've got 30 different worlds, from sci-fi to fantasy to Irish stuff with like Newgrange and all. Lots of cool place you can do. So anyway, it gives you background venues you can do storytelling in. If you want to be in the woods telling a Robin Hood story, you want to be in a big, huge castle telling a fantasy story or something like that. And it was a creative outlet to be able to build things, because all this stuff is hand built. It looks like video game, but anybody that's in here says, it's not a game, damn it.
This is real life.
Yeah.
Hey, can we go to see where you tell the stories at?
This is one of them right here. I have people come in the chairs here, and I'll sit up in my little chair there and see if I can sit there. I sat on the floor that time. Oh well, whatever.
That's all good.
I see if I can fly around with my space mouse a little bit. Space mouse sometimes kind of slow. So this is where we're at now is one part of a place called October World. And there's a place, a little graveyard over there. Sometimes still graveyards are there. Showing you guys earlier, there's these little camp sleeping bags laying around. I do some campfire stories here, and people come in. Anybody can sit on these little sleeping bags. Like that's me sitting there now.
And there is a alligator coming towards you.
Yes, I want to keep the audience excited and fearful of the story.
Oh man. Oh, that's not okay.
Could that thing actually attack you, or?
This will not, because I want to keep my audience alive while I'm telling the stories.
That's pretty good.
But you have that opportunity in the 3D world to do actual RPG or gaming and take damage, hit points and stuff, and your avatar can get quote killed unquote, which means it just blows you back to the home. You're gonna start all over again.
Respawn.
Respawn. Yeah, that's it. So,
okay, interesting. So prior to coming on the show, prior to coming on tonight, you had made reference to working at Disneyland.
Yeah, let me get over here in a little chair and sit down. There, my legs are getting tired. In '80s, mid '80s, I worked at Disneyland. I just one little guys in white cleaned up the place.
Oh, okay.
You were the cleanest garbage man in the world.
You're right. nothing big and glamorous. I wanted to be working audio animatronics, and you have to be there to get anything done.
They were like, "Well, we'll start you off in garbage."
Yeah, and I had some choices, and that was the one I actually chose, because you get to run around the park, you get to meet people, you're outside walking all day long. I walk 20-25 miles a day. Man,
Oh my goodness.
I look great.
What are the other choices?
Yeah, what were the other choices?
You have ride ops. It could work in merchandising, all kinds of things anything you see in the park.
Actually, I would. Rides might have been kind of fun, depending on which ride it was, due to the fact that costumes wise.
You would think so, and the costuming is great, but then you got to realize you're standing there at the thing saying, "Welcome, welcome, please sit down," and that's all you do. You get to run a janitorial, a custodial.
You get to walk all over the place.
You walk around. You get to interact with people. You get to,
howdy ho, neighbors. Let me get this sweep this up real quick.
A lot of fun.
That's kind of cool, though.
It was. And so I got to meet some of the people that I wanted to meet. Tony Baxter is a big guy in Disney, and found out more about audio animatronics. I said, "Dude, I want to do that." And he said, "Yeah, we can do that. We'll get you started." But anyway, make my longer story even shorter. I would have had to move to Burbank and live nowhere near Disneyland, up in big city stuff, and they start you off at like painting the nails on robots, fingernails. You're starting really low.
Started from the bottom.
Yeah, and I just couldn't do it. So I had a lot of fun there.
So wait, did you actually do it, and then, or did you not do it?
No, I didn't go for it. I interacted with a bunch of people up there, went up and interviewed, saw some of the stuff they did, and they welcomed. They said, "Yeah, we'll hire you." And I said, "No, I don't think I really want to do that."
Interesting.
So from there, I took another turn. I guess became a scuba diving instructor.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Cool.
Are you a CIA operative?
Like, my man has worked at Disney. He's done scuba diving. What else?
For that was, I wanted to go to Florida and work in the Living Seas exhibit at Disney World, and they said you have to be top. Again, they're very amenable. People want to do. Once you're on board, the park is the whole company is very amenable to where you want to go, what you want to do. They'll really help you get there. And it's fine.
So you had to become scuba diving. You had to become scuba certified.
I was already certified, but you had to be top notch. You either had to be super dive master, top of the line, or an instructor. Sometimes I was an instructor. Okay. And I just ended up having a lot of fun in California, and was working on a dive boat, like I said, managing a hotel, and this somehow didn't ever quite make it to Florida.
And somehow you made it to the capital city of Nevada.
Yeah, I was raised here,
where there's no.
You were born and raised here.
I was actually born down in Hollywood.
Okay.
My folks said, "We're not raising a kid here." So they moved to Nevada and landed in Vegas and said, "Yeah, this ain't much better." So
it's hot.
The Carson City is the better choice.
Yeah, and at the time it was population 8,000 or something.
Tiny-ish.
So you ultimately made your way back home, I guess.
Yeah, I went down there and hung out and played around somewhere, worked the park and did some diving. I moved down there with a girlfriend, and we had a little travel trailer that we lived in for a couple of years. That was a lot of fun. She worked at Disneyland too. She went down there with me. We both got a job at Disneyland, and we worked nights, the 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. shift. And so you're in Southern California, you got all day long free to do whatever you want. The beaches are empty, the balls are empty. Mm-hmm. You play, you go, and you work at the happiest place on earth. And it was a great time.
So wait, is Disneyland really creepy at night? I just had this
I loved it, right? I loved it at night, but you have really good instinct, James, because a lot of time the people we call vampires would come out. All the goth folks would usually come in at late night. Young, slender, tall, white face stuff. That was the 80s. I don't know what they look like now.
The ones that don't see the sun very much. They just
yeah.
All right.
You work at the happiest place on earth at night. Yeah.
And Tara says Shandon might just be the most interesting man in the world. Stay thirsty, my friend.
Stay thirsty.
Okay, so you eventually make your way back home to Northern Nevada to do what?
I came back here selling computers for a while. That was again early years. Mac Plus was just come out. Ooh,
Man.
but it was a great time because I showed up here with I had absolutely no bills. I had everything paid off, but I came back here and picked up a job, and I think it was like August, maybe as early September. By Christmas time,
That's Circuit City.
No, it's a little local place called
Fries.
And by Christmas, I had bought a car. I had all kinds of money and was doing great because it was like, I don't know what you call it. Was that the Macintosh bubble? Not .com because it was before that. But whatever,
Right.
It was a time when everybody was just had a hand over fist buying computers. I need a computer.
I gotta get on that AOL. They keep sending me discs for 400 free hours.
The big drawback was exactly that. People and hey, my computer don't work. Can you come over? Could you crawl under the table and just make sure the plug didn't fall out?
I can't get on this internet.
Yeah. What?
Getting that 14.4 if you're lucky.
Oh, don't pick up the other phone line. That's
right.
Yeah. Don't pick up the phone line. It's
too much of that.
no.
I had a big customer that bought a massive amount of computers, and then it was a travel agency, and they needed somebody to manage their travel agency department. So their advertising department, their travel company. So I went there and did a bunch of advertising because I knew how to use their computers.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time they were doing, I don't know if you guys are familiar with actual cut and paste. I mean, you got a knife, you got paper, you got wax machines, and they're cutting and laying up pictures. And we changed over to computers. That was a good time there.
That's literally legit how they used to have to do that?
Oh yeah, I didn't know it at the time. It was fun. You take photos.
That's why it's called cut and paste today.
Yeah, it was really kind of neat. I used stuff called Ruby Lith, this red transparent stuff you lay on it because it blocks out the pictures from coming through. Complicated stuff, not complicated, but probably more than we care about. But
and this was back when you would take a photo and it would have to be developed with products like
right?
Yeah,
D76, I think, something like that.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in my day, we actually took photos to a shop, and we had to wait up to a week to get those photos back.
Man, when they came out with that 1 hour processing,
wait.
What about those disposable cameras where we didn't even have to use film?
Game changer, I tell you.
Oh, Lordy. Shandon, are you like 95?
Not yet. What's this right? Yeah. There's somewhere. I left there and went down to Newport and worked for a couple of guys down there that knew me from the dive.
So you went back to California?
Went back to California for about a year. This time without the girlfriend. Because
because you guys split, or you just left her and was like, "Hey, I got to go do something."
She rightly decided there was better opportunities, so she married one of my best friends, and I was best man at the wedding, so I mean, no hard feelings and stuff.
Interesting.
Okay.
Went there and
hey, that's cool.
Yeah, that's the way a man tells a story. Because if a lady was telling that story, it'd be like, "What happened?"
Well, yeah, that
would be like a 2-hour story.
There might have been some other stuff in there, and if there's any fault, then it was all mine. So leave it at that.
Quickly, I'm going to try a new drink. This is from the Depot. The style is ale with raspberries. It's by Buckle Bunny.
Buckle Bunny.
Why is it white if it's supposed to be raspberry?
Don't worry about it.
I don't know, but never had it. And it just really briefly, the Buckle Bunny. The Buckle Bunny name remembers the rodeo girls that epitomize our region's culture. Straightforward, forthright, a pleasant and subtle sweetness. Cascade hops and American barley serve as the base of the brew, as loads of raspberries add an enticing rose hue and fruity, refreshing berry orchard snap. 5.2% alcohol by volume, made in Nevada.
Is it pretty? Look
I
inside
finished
the can.
the one that I had. So
It does have a bit of a berry, like
color?
purple-
Like pink
No, it's gonna be purple if anything.
for raspberries?
It's like
Why would it
purple
be
drink.
purple?
yeah, it's got a purplish red hue to it. Yes,
Mm.
It's purple drink.
Save
It
me
does-
just like a little bit.
okay, yeah, because it does not taste like a beer at all. It tastes like a non-carbonated seltzer type drink.
Huh.
It's fine. It's
Buckle Bunny, go
No.
out and get it.
not for me. So anyway, Shannon, I apologize. You went to Newport. We're going to avoid what Jenny was trying to do and move
What?
on.
What?
Yeah, from there I ended up going out to Catalina. There was a guy out there that had he needed a dive instructor. Check, I got that one.
So you're
You
just like
needed,
going around in circles, huh?
Yeah, I mean, needed an advertising guy to run some promos for his company and stuff.
Man, so he needed an instructor and an advertising guy. I
Yeah,
can do
right?
both of those things.
I can do those things, and he needed somebody to manage a little hotel.
I can do
so
that too.
I could do that. I didn't know how to do that, but I did. So I worked on a big boat. It was a 60-foot boat, 30 people, dive boat, and yeah, it might be all kinds of great people.
So
Got to
wait,
meet
so
lots
wait.
of family.
This is like a Forrest Gump story.
So wait, so
Right?
wait, so everybody, so the hotel was on the boat. It's like people. Is that? Or was it the
No,
hotel on land?
it was on land.
Oh, okay. You just took the boat out.
Yeah.
James, usually hotels on boats, those are called cruise ships.
No, it could just have been like it's those. Well, it's not really a hotel, I guess, because they like the yachts and stuff. But
Yeah.
you know,
Well, fair enough. We did live aboard trips. Do 3 to 5 day trips. Go out and take care of all the passengers and
yeah. See,
and that's a lot of fun because you just not kiss butt, but you just make everybody super happy. Whatever they're doing, be it stupid or fun or whatever, you just make everybody super happy, and you make all kinds of tips. It's just crazy. Then you get back to the dock, and they all buy you dinner and beers, and you go out the next day. That's it.
that actually is not a bad trade-off.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a not too bad of a gig. Okay, and then you came back to Nevada.
Yeah, I suffered an injury related to a spear gun in my ankle, but
Whoa! Time
no.
out! Time out!
No.
No. That
Go
one you don't
back.
get to walk away from.
Go back! What?
You got to unpack that one.
I was doing some spear fishing. I didn't use the spear gun, but my buddy did. One of the guys I worked with did, and I was trying to help him get up out of the water off our little swim step back there, and I jumped down there, tried to help him, stepped on the spear gun, and busted my ankle up really bad, and it cut up part of my.
Okay. So you didn't get shot with the
Yeah.
spear gun.
Man,
Or you
I
didn't
was-
shoot
No.
yourself with
Okay, so then you were right with the way you handled it because it made it seem like that was going to be an awesome story.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, you could have just lied to us about that story, and I'd have been okay with that.
I need
but-
you in the future to make sure you have a better story to go.
Yeah,
with.
especially like if you tell that story again, make sure it's like I was down in the water and my
I
buddy.
had a shark coming at me.
So- and
I
my-
shot that zombie in the face, but my
Right.
buddy missed and shot right through my
shot
Right
me in the
through my-
ankle.
right through my Achilles. I dang near died.
Yeah,
Your dad.
and
We did do shark dives.
put a lot of blood in the water in this. What? In a cage or just free?
Oh, in a cage, but I didn't know. I went out on a dive trip. I'm on the boat, and the guy hires me, and I'm working the boat. I'm teaching people. He said, "We're doing shark dives." Like, yeah, sounds like fun. You got a cage with, just like James says. Yeah, of course. Well, they lower the cage in. He says, "Okay, now you got to swim the passengers down there." Oh, well, okay, I guess. And then we're going to chum the water with this 50 gallons of dead fish we have. Okay, great. And then you say like circling around the outside of the cage in case any of the sharks get really violent. Wait,
What?
I'm on the outside.
Nah, bruh.
Did you get hazard pay at least?
You got better tips.
Nah, no, thank you. Like, because I thought the cage was above, like the part of the cage was above water, or like just a little bit. The top of the cage was just a little bit out of the water, and then they basically like jump into it, and then it's like they
Jake,
chum
yeah.
the water and
times have
everything
you
else.
gone?
No, I'm
On-
just saying off of what I've watched on like
Okay.
on like Shark Week and stuff.
you're and on real outfits they are. Ours is kind of like baling wire and aluminum tubes, and they just lowered it down. The top of it was not very far, like 3 or 4 feet below the surface. So it wasn't really far down.
Oh yeah. No, I'm cool. I'm definitely
was
cool off of that. That sounds super sketch.
And it sounds, again, like make a better story out of it, but it's not really. You see a lot of the makos and blues and sharks and stuff, and they just came in. They were interested. They eat the chum, and the passengers go crazy.
Yeah,
and they weren't really too nasty.
I was watching Shark Week, and like people got pooped on by sharks. It was hilarious.
I could feature that.
And then saved it, or what?
No, I mean, it's just got because it just comes out and it just sprays, and then it's like the takeoff.
Is it liquid?
It wasn't like, it's not chunky or nothing.
I mean, it's liquid either way because they're in the water.
Yeah.
Well, like I'm imagining like fish poop, where it comes.
Not like the poop, not like the poop that you see in a fish tank. No, this was just like they just.
All right, moving on, Shandon. So then, after this episode of deciding to go back to diving and dealing with sharks, then you came back to Nevada.
Then I came back up here, and I ran a little company called Nevada Desert Company, and go out in the desert and get a bunch of rocks. I was doing rocks that float and wood that sinks, petrified wood, and just some jewelry type things, and did that for 3 or 4 years, selling stuff to museums and different stores. Ripley's, believe it or not, was one of my big customers at the time.
What? But man, what? Like, what are you, Indiana Jones, bro?
It was just little stuff.
Who the hell are you,
bro?
It was fun. It was neat. But I got one really big customer, Natural Wonders. I don't know if you remember, saw them in the malls or something. They had this
Bruh, okay, look, here's the thing right now. Season 3 needs to change right now. We need to tell all these stories from Michael. Like, Michael has all these stories right now.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So I was doing pretty good with that stuff, but it was still just there's no retirement, there's no pension, there's nothing. It was just, you're making money, and some days you're making it, sometimes you're not. So I picked up another kind of like a side job, mowed grass at the golf course from 4 a.m. until like noon, I think, or so, whatever. And decided I need to get a real, actual, paying job with retirement and all that stuff. Worked at Radio Shack for a while, which again, big bucks because you get a little basic little wage.
What is Radio Shack?
Yeah, right.
Well, for the youngsters out there, Radio Shack used to be a store where you could go buy phones and portable CD. Actually, no. Before that was Discmans were later, but Walkmans. Yeah, and you could buy radios and all sorts of stuff at the Radio Shack.
You could buy radios like that thing that's in my car?
Yes, but believe it or not, those used to be in houses. And you had to tune it to a station that you liked, and it didn't have presets. You had to change it every time with the little dial.
What? I couldn't just push one and it would go to the...
No, that's a newfangled contraption on those.
Continue, Shandon, sorry.
Then they stopped selling all of that, and they just push overpriced cell phones, and then with the rest of the story, they're out of business. An opportunity to work for the state of Nevada.
Okay, so you went to go work for the government?
Work for the government, and I had a lot of fun all those years. But at that particular moment in my life, I was wondering, why in the hell didn't the high school counselors tell me about? I'm in the capital city. Why didn't they tell me I could be working for the government? I could almost be retired by now, drawing a pension already. But they didn't. So I was a highway construction aide, which sounds like you were used to wear an orange vest and waving a flag on the highway, which I thought might be okay, but I wasn't. I was up on mountain tops setting up antennas for all the new stuff they were pushed at the time of the statewide radio infrastructure stuff.
Was that when they started introducing cell phones to the world?
Well, I was selling phones. Yeah, it's about that time. Yeah, actually, almost.
NDOT. Or not NDOT.
That's right. That's right, kids. There was a time when there wasn't cell phones regularly used.
Right. And remember, there was also a time when the internet didn't exist, and we lived through those times, and it was scary. We had to go to a library and look stuff up. Google wasn't there.
Yeah. Little drawers that you had to open up.
The Dewey Decimal System.
If there is somebody under the age of like 25 that could come on right now for the millions watching around the world and tell me what Dewey Decimal System 700 is, I would without looking it up, I would like crap a brick.
I can tell you 398.2, but
I don't
that's
know.
fairy tales and folklore.
I don't know 700.
I don't know
It's
what
polit-
700 is. It was just a.
It's political
you know.
science.
I just don't Dewey
But,
Decimal.
Oh my
but I'm
gosh.
not. I didn't meet your first qualification. I'm not in the age of.
25.
It's all good. No, you're okay. Apparently, so just as a side note, I was talking to one of my coworkers, and he said that one of his nephews at school, the teacher brought out a regular like rotary phone, a Discman, and something else, and it was basically like, if you can, basically for extra credit, if you can tell me how these work, then you basically win. You basically get extra credit.
And Tara says, I'm from a weird midpoint where cell phones and the internet existed, but weren't super common, but then exploded when I was a teenager. Well, Tara's like 45, but she's from Kentucky, so this makes sense. No, Tara's not 45. I'm joking.
Actually, no, it's not too far off, because I remember when I went to Kentucky in the year 2000, I walked past an office building. I saw one computer and everybody had typewriters on their desk in the year 2000. So.
In the year 2000.
Oh, thank you, Conan O'Brien. I miss those days. Those were good. That was a good time.
Yes, and I'm sure Tara doesn't know that reference. Shandon, continue. So you go to work for the state of Nevada. You're wearing that orange vest and
Hanging
you're
high
up in mountains.
Yeah, that was cool. I wanted to have a job with cartography. I love topo maps because you know I like to get out in the desert and stuff. And they didn't have a job right then, but another full-time, the highway construction aid, which had nothing to do with highways, was a part-time. Every 6 months you had to quit for a day and then come back. And a full-time real job opened over at public health.
What, you had to quit for a day?
Yeah, because
Because they're intermittent.
You could work for 6 months, have one day off, and then you rehire, and they'd rehire you.
Okay.
And it was technically a different position.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I headed over to health. They wanted some computer guys and network stuff, and
They knew how to do advertising?
No, they didn't care about that apparently. You know? And okay, so I'm gonna suck it up and I'll take a real career and just do this for the next 20-something years. And it actually turned out to be pretty cool, a lot of fun. Manage a networking team and video conferencing team. And I got to travel all over the glorious state of Nevada, setting up computers and managing the network for all the little health.
And to the rurals.
Yeah, out to the rurals. And
Oh, so you got to go out to Alabama and Ferntucky and like, was it the Searchlight and
all of them, Laughlin to Wendover to Ely to
Laughlin.
And I probably should have stuck out there a couple more years, but coming, the end of 2019 and the COVID's coming and all the things, I'm going to bail. I talked to my financial officer person, and she said, "Yeah, I think I can get you out of there." So December 31st, 2019, I bailed and
man,
retired.
Good thing you did, bro.
Yeah, I didn't want to go through that whole mess.
Good thing you did. You knew it was coming. I see.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Well, all those IT guys,
I saw it in the
worked
smoke
remotely, like for more than an entire year, I think.
Yeah, they did.
They didn't have to do it.
Hey, some of us are still working remotely.
Change the game, bro. Change the game.
And I'm not remotely working. Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
And Shandon really remotely works. I mean, from a
so now you're retired and you probably collect a pension, but I'm guessing your primary source of income is actually Second Life stuff.
Not really. No, it's
based on what I've seen here. I'm like, there's got to be some serious money here.
No, in fact, when I first started with Second Life, the first 10 years of it working for a place called Shawnee Library, which is a spinoff of the Ireland thing, we do collect money, but we donate it all to charitable causes. We have different charity cause. We change it out every quarter month. The ones we very first started with was a thing called Project Children, and was bringing kids from both South Ireland, Main Ireland, Northern Ireland, bring them to the U.S. for the summer. They get to interact and they realize that they're just people. They're not the enemy or something. Send them back home, and it's kind of bringing world peace and type of stuff to Ireland. So I don't really I really don't make any money in Second Life, or the other place I'm in is another spin-off of Second Life called
How is Shandon not a saint right now?
yeah, right. But I did some
Saint
audiobooks for Audible, and I got a little bit of extra income from that. But mostly the primary stuff is my financial advisor was right. She said you can make it on what you're doing with your pension. You can work another 3, 4, 5 years if you want to, but you're just gonna have gonna have extra money in the bank. Hey, who doesn't need that? But I didn't need it to survive.
97 to Now Productions needs it.
Yeah, right?
Can,
I don't have it. If I did, I'd share it with you. But
well,
I got enough to survive.
So Shandon, I gotta ask. Michael. This is Michael here. How close is this to you?
My biceps are just a little bit bigger, but yeah, that's pretty close. I don't know if she sent it. I had a picture I was going to send you, but I don't think I couldn't find it. Me and one of my buddies at work. Well, one of my guys that work for me. He's my friend. We occasionally wear kilt to work, and I got a really great picture of him and me in kilt. So I was going to send it over to you, but I couldn't find it, so I'll send it to you later. See, at least I've got a great visual of Mr. Handsome James sitting here, and Mark and then but you guys have no picture of me other than this, so I realize that's not very fair. So I'll get you a picture here as soon as I find it again.
Well, in a worst case scenario, you are going to come to Kaboom Con 2024, right?
Where they kill.
Absolutely.
No, we gotta meet before that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, we don't have to meet before that. I'm just
Let's
saying.
meet before that.
Jenny's always about meeting before stuff, so
yeah,
that's a year away. I don't understand how you
patient.
guys are like, whatever.
Because
that's a year and 6 days away.
And you know what? Because waiting makes. Never mind. I don't remember how it goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the end of that?
I don't remember how the saying goes.
Anyways, okay, so let's talk dynamics. So the two of you play the lead agents on Murphy's Inc. You've got Daphne, you've got Michael. Make Mark pay for dinner. If I'm paying, then Jenny's paying. So really, Shandon should pay.
I forgot to plug StoryLink Radio for you. Oh, well, go ahead.
That's like the most anything you've said in a really long time.
What? What? What did I say?
That Shannon should pay because if you're paying, then I'm paying. And so really, Shannon should pay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyways, so the two of you played the lead agents, Daphne and Michael. And, without giving anything away for season 2 yet, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, the millions that are watching right now, there's a lot of people that have not seen or heard anything from season 2. So let's focus on season 1 and the character dynamics there. And yes, James, are you okay?
Yeah, I was just saying season 1.
That's 2.
Well,
1 and 1 is 2. So that's what we're teaching our kid. We're teaching our kid that 1 and 1 is 2, James. So just to let you know, yeah. Season 1 is 1. So.
And now we're at season 2.
Oh, I hate you. So, so we have 6 episodes from season 1, and just talk to us about what it's like, because the two of you do work together in scenes. Generally, we try to bring you guys in at the same time because a lot of the scenes are together. Not in season 2 as much, but in season 1, pretty much every scene both of you are in. So what was that like from a acting standpoint of trying to create a character and trying to create a character off of the chemistry of the other lead agent that you're working with?
Mark?
Who's talking first? Shandon, are you talking first?
You are. I always go with ladies first, but
yeah, ladies first.
Okay. I know Mark had said that when you guys did a lot of the recordings for season 1 and for season 2, that a lot of the people that you guys were doing like solo recordings.
No, not on. Well, for season 1, we did a lot of group stuff.
But like in season 2, right? Didn't you say
Season
like
2, we did
Stephanie just
some.
did all of hers by
Yeah,
herself
like
and stuff
like
like
this.
that?
Yeah, this past season, I didn't work with Stephanie at all. So
That's so weird. I had told Mark, I was like, I prefer recording together with Shandon for at least our scenes.
yeah,
Or I think just any scenes, because James, you and I had some scenes together
yeah,
that I
we
was just
did.
like, I would prefer to record together with him. And maybe that's just because I'm not as experienced as Mr. Shandon Loring. But I feel like,
Yeah, no,
especially with Daphne, she teases people a lot. Scheduling issues, Tara says. She teases people a lot. There's a lot of sort of playing off of the people that she interacts with.
Mhm.
And so for me, that was really beneficial. And I think that Shandon is really excellent to work with. And so I just had a lot more fun that way too. It wasn't just like me being like, "Oh, I'm gonna just like say all my lines or
And
whatever."
giving
It
you
was a lot more
flowers.
fun teasing someone who is there, you
Yeah,
know?
okay, I feel you. I feel you. That makes total sense. I mean, it does help. Yeah, I guess because I know it probably helps because you have that other person you're bouncing off of, and you really get a sense of what their line is actually going to sound like
And do you
instead of
guys
having to try
remember
and figure it out.
season 1 how Austin did some of the lines? Like some of the people who weren't recording lines and it was like,
So
"Hello."
Austin Dye, one of the writers on season one, one of
Oh,
the
he would
producers
read
on
some of
season
them.
one.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was bad.
it
He
was
was,
bad. It'd be like, "What are you doing? Come back here."
yeah,
Oh wow,
great guy, not talent, not an actor.
that's why he writes. That's why.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why he writes.
So Shandon, your perspective.
They say nice things about me too.
Say
Well,
nice things about me.
if I didn't say nice things about you, I'd have nothing to say at all.
Thank you.
Oh.
There you go. I really enjoy working with Jenny. A lot of the stuff that I've been doing voice stuff for a long time has been solo type stuff. I'm doing it live, and it's me talking to somebody, reading stories. Occasionally we have some multicast things going on, but most of it's been just me reading, and that's a different dynamic than when you're working directly with somebody. I mean, like Jenny says, you don't want to just be reading the story and then they went outside and it started to, and that can easily happen. And I'm getting so much more experience with you guys and working with this and enjoying it, so that Mark encouraged me in the first season, not just reading a line, but you're talking, you're saying it.
Mhm.
So looking at the screen, I'm talking to Jenny on the other side of the screen. I'm not just looking at the script, reading it. So yes, it's much more fun to have more fun, and I think a better product to have a live person to talk with, rather than just doing the solo type things.
What are you doing?
Oh, where
And
are you going?
I have a lot of fun with that. Like the stuff on the Storylink Radio YouTube channel. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna plug that for a second. There's the podcast. There's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stories on there, and they're great and they're fun. No, I'm not making any money on those either. But and like that's
Not yet, but after the bump you get from tonight,
maybe
With all of our
the big-
millions of viewers.
yes,
the
the
big
millions
drive with
and millions watching around the world right now.
I need money. The big drive with them is it's to encourage language learning. So all my stories have the text is provided. All the ones that I can have text provided on the website, so people can read along. So that's what the big drive on that is. But hey, money's good too.
ESL.
But yeah, I love working with you guys on Murphy's. I'm glad that you haven't killed me off yet, as Mark said. And I won't talk about
Yes.
the Godzilla in episode 4 or.
Come on, you can't give that away. Godzilla.
Dang it.
So there. One of the things we can say about season 2, because I've decided we can say it, is that the two of you aren't in as many scenes together in season 2. There's a bit of a split up where Shandon leads a team and Daphne leads a team. So based on the experience of season 1 and now with season 2, there being a bit of a different dynamic, how was that? And Shandon, you go first this time.
It's okay. I mean, it's the writing, and I don't want to stroke any of the writers that might be listening, but I really, really enjoy the writing. I enjoy the story. Having the advantage of seeing where we're going and where we've already been that hasn't been seen yet by the rest of the world. It's exciting and it's fun and it's great to be a part of. I don't know that I think most of the recording I've done for the last episodes has most always been with Daphne in place. There's not a lot of stuff that I'm doing that's not necessarily. Yes, I don't know. Did I answer the question?
Daphne, your perspective, or Jenny?
Yeah, I think season 2 is really interesting in that we get introduced to Michael and Daphne as sort of a team in season 1, and immediately in season 2, as you alluded to, Michael leads a team and Daphne leads a team, and I thought it was just really interesting to see sort of how she deals with that change of not being partners with Michael. And I kind of felt that too, right? In season 1, it's, it was like, okay, well, here's Shandon and almost all of our scenes are together, right? And without giving anything away, in season 2, when Daphne leads her own team, the dynamic changes to the point where, things are not as predictable as she, how can I put it? Things don't go the way that she wants them to, and the way that she deals with that is, I think, was explored really interestingly, and hinted at and sort of alluded to, as opposed to outright like said, or she doesn't have any lines where she's like, "This is the way that I'm feeling," and blah blah blah. And so I agree with Shandon. I thought the writing was really good. And some of the lines that I got to do were like super duper fun, especially during the arc where Daphne leads her first team. And I enjoyed that a lot, but also I was like, whenever I got to like record with Shandon again, I was like, yay, yay! Now I get to record with Shandon again.
And to that point, you had to do a lot of sessions with Intern 2 this season. And for those of you that are just tuning in or whatever, Intern 2 is played by James, or the Black of Fat and Black, who has stepped away for a moment. He'll be right back. You had a number of scenes with James. What was that like, that perspective, compared to working with like Shandon?
Am I saying mean things about James, or like what's happening? What's happening here?
No, you're just speaking truths.
It was definitely different. I think that like the frustrations that Daphne had to express were not that difficult.
Mm-hmm.
If I got to be like nice about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've known James for years. We've known each other for what, 10 years at this point?
At least.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Just a little less than I've known Mark, and so I feel like it didn't feel awkward to be in a recording session with him. It wasn't just like, I don't know who you are. It didn't feel weird in that respect.
Did it ever feel weird like that with Shandon?
No, not even from the beginning, I don't think.
Shandon, would you agree that for you, do you ever feel that on anything you've done or in this situation?
No, I enjoy working with Daphne. Jenny. I really
We're not
like
all avatars here.
I really like that the producers give flexibility to the voice actors, and Jenny is quick to jump on that when she feels that Daphne needs to do something a different way or say something a certain way, and that's received well by the producers, and I like that. And also working with Daphne, Jenny. It depends on who I'm talking to. It's never been uncomfortable. She's so real sometimes she'll say one of her lines, and I'm lost in the moment and thinking that she's reacting so real that I'm no longer thinking that it's a line anymore, that it's part of the acting. She may laugh
dear.
about something, and I'll think, what's she laughing about? It's part of the thing. Or she'll have an exclamation. Oh, what happened to her? Oh, yeah, it's the story. So just not even listening to the whole story with the music, the background, and the thing going on, just reading a couple of pages, she draws me in right into the story. So she's great pleasure to work with.
Oh my
And,
goodness, you're so
it's a lot of
nice.
fun.
Thank you, Shandon.
I
See,
can't
James,
tell
these
if
are the
that-
things you need to say. These
I
are
can't
the
tell if
types
that
of
was
things you need to say.
genuine or sarcastic.
I don't care.
And plus, I can't see his facial expressions right now, so I can't tell. His avatar just listens. It stays the same.
And the mouth just keeps moving whether he's talking or not. So
I don't make any facial expressions. A little bit, not really.
okay.
No, I'm totally sincere. On both the appreciation for the producers and for working with Jenny.
Yeah, the producers of Murphy's Inc. They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Especially the showrunner. That guy, how he keeps coming up with, what they're gonna do in this season, the next season.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, that guy should be getting paid. Netflix should hire him to write like 5 series or come up with 5 series or something. I'm not sure exactly what Jimmy's referring to. I have the same problem. It could be his frustration with James, which Jenny alluded to. Jenny, so going back to working with James, I didn't hear all of those nice platitudes that you were giving for Shandon.
They are not there.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
Whatever.
And so so Jimmy's reference was my mouth moving without me talking. Jimmy, having done so I gotta say it is a very different experience doing Pop Culture Kaboom live in person in the studio with the other gentlemen, Spencer and Rob. I've called in or been called multiple times prior to do phone interviews, and so being there in studio for the countdown, but during breaks and having to run to use the bathroom because it's a 3-hour show. James, this is 3.
Wow.
Yes. So it's definitely an interesting experience. And Shandon, you being a local guy, and I think you've told me this before, but correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't your father in some way involved with radio?
Yeah, he was a DJ back in late 60s with I almost said WKRP, KRWL. He was a radio guy, and in early formative years, I was hanging out in a radio station with him, and I remember the teletype and lots of the fun stuff like that.
I'm sorry, what?
James,
Yeah, right.
That is.
No,
I don't know what a teletype is either.
It's the old. It's kind of the old prompter.
Yes, James,
wasn't it?
please tell us. What was it?
Isn't that the old prompter?
The news would come across on
Yeah.
the teletype. We were going to print it all out. When I worked at the UNR radio station, they had one too, but they didn't have. They print everything out on brown hand towels. Like you go in the bathroom, you got this big roll of towels because it ran continually.
Wow.
So why don't you have a show on KNVC 95.1 FM Carson City Community Radio?
I'm shy.
I call BS.
Me too.
Because radio is still just a voice, right? You do voiceover stuff for Murphy's Inc. You do voiceover stuff as you talked about with Second Life and all of that. So what's the real reason?
I don't know. Right. My dad passed in 2010. He had prompted me a couple of times to go do something with him, and there was a guy at KPDL. I'm not supposed to use last names. Craig was a big. Everybody in Carson City knows KPDL, knows a guy named Craig who's big at Carson City at KPDL. He had some issues there in the last couple of years, but Dad encouraged me to go work with him, and I just that was probably during the time that I was working my career at the state, and I just never really applied myself very much to the idea or anything, and I haven't really thought about it really. It's nice sitting here in my little studio with a microphone that I can turn off when I want to, but I don't know.
Well, Jimmy at Pop Culture Kaboom, if you ever need a third sidekick or a fourth host, you should bring Shandon in.
That'd be cool.
Okay, so a couple of the other questions I want to ask. I know it's getting on 10:30 here, so I'll try and be brief. We know, and I can say this now, or I've said it before. We know that Murphy's Inc. is going to continue. That season 2 is not the end game. There will be a season 3, and the series is mapped out for 4 seasons, so there will be a season 4.
That's 4.
And Shannon, you actually, I don't know if you know this, I can't remember if I've told you or not, but the comic book that is in development that takes place 10 years prior to the start of episode 1 of the audio drama is actually going to be the primary focus of that series is going to be around Michael.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So literally, it's kind of going to start with his story and how he came to be at Murphy's Inc. and worked his way up, so to speak.
As an intern.
Wow, neat.
Intern 2.
Intern 2. Oh. Intern 2 gets shot a lot. I'm just saying.
No. Shot at a lot.
Yeah.
There's truth there.
Yeah.
And so, knowing that we probably we have this series mapped out for another 2 seasons. And I would say that the 3 of you are lead characters. The 2 of you, not James, obviously, but the 2 of you and Murphy are the 3 mains of the series. Kirsty Harrison, who we had on last week.
Kirsty.
The fantastic Kirsty.
Kirsty.
Like
Kirsty.
thirsty.
Kirsty like thirsty.
Kirsty.
She was on last week. And so the 3 of you are the main leads, if you will, of the series. So the 3 of you are probably going to be around till the end. How do you feel about that? How do you feel that your characters have developed through season 2? Without talking about season 2, but just for you, how you feel they've developed, and are you excited to continue with the property? Are you feeling like, I'll keep doing it because I've been doing it? And you can be honest. We want to know how you really feel. So, Jenny, you up first.
I am excited that you have basically said that Daphne doesn't die. That Daphne doesn't die.
I didn't say that you don't die. I said you'll probably be there all the way till the end.
Probably be there all the way to the end. No, I really liked that season 1 was like a setup for her, that she grows a lot in season 2. And also so one of the things that I was thinking about is that Michael and Daphne are together for most of season 1. For a lot of season 2, they are not. And yet I feel like because of the way that is structured and because of the storylines that happened, they end up being closer, even though they are apart and have their own sort of journeys in season 2. They end up by the end, by the finale, I think after having gone and done their own things or whatever, they end up being sort of closer as a team, and I think more like stronger as partners together by the end of the season. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out in season 3, with sort of what you've said season 3 is, the premise of season 3 is going to be about. I'm pretty excited to see how that plays out. So yeah, I don't think I remember having heard anything about season 4, unless
There's a storm coming.
Shandon, you're up.
I think Michael was not simplicity, but well defined as a character, and the writing has stayed very true to the definition, and I'm really enjoying that way. And it's I think he's developed, at least within my own mind and perspective of portraying Michael. developed and made a more solid foundation of who he is. When I first started reading, I was kind of in my mind channeling Duchovny, and then moved more to
Yeah.
to Nathan Fillion, which was
Mm.
kind of funny because I would just happen to be listening to a Firefly audiobook when I was coming back from an extended camping trip, and someone like came in and was doing some reading right after that, and someone said, you kind of make me think of um, Nathan Fillion. Oh yeah, that's where I was kind of. So not that I'm trying to do that person, but the personality of who Michael is develops in ways that kind of take in the personalities of other well-known characters, and I feel him developing, and I like where it's going at. He's not been untrue at all to the original creation of who he is, but I think he's become more solid, and I like our little partnership team that's with Daphne. I also like the way he interacts with most of the other characters. He's very respectful of the librarian, though she drives everybody crazy, and
She's a
that
bitch.
seems like that's exactly where he would be. And if I were being him, I don't necessarily where I would be, probably pretty close to that, but definitely where he would be. So it's a good place for him to. It's good to be playing him in ways that seem true to the character.
Okay. Question: who is your favorite character on the show? Can't be yourself, and it can't be Daphne or Michael. Shandon.
Yeah, Felipe is absolutely a joy to listen to, and listen and hear how he's going to interact with people. But as a character and envisioning them as a person, I think I got to love Hart. Hart just deals with so much stuff and is able to do anything with nothing, and that type of.
Fair enough. Jenny.
I'm gonna go with Philippe. I totally thought that's what you were gonna say, Shandon. And I was gonna be like, you took my person, which is why I made that face. But even though Daphne doesn't have a ton of scenes together with Philippe, but just listening back at season 1, and then some of the things from season 2, I like Philippe a lot, and he comes out more, as you had shown in the season episode 2 cover arc. He's there, right? He's there with intern 1 and with Michael in that. Yep, there we go. In that episode. So obviously, if he got on the cover art, it's gonna be he's gonna be prominent in that episode. And so I think listening to that and then knowing some of the other things that happen throughout the season, I'm like, I'm liking Philippe a lot.
Fair enough. James, what questions do you have for our guest tonight?
Man, I'm just still in shock. Like everything Shannon has done.
So, Shannon, do me a favor really quickly and tell our audience about your camping trips that you go on.
Yes.
Been camping since I was kid. I mean, younger than a kid. Mom and Dad and I head out to the desert, and people have different ideas of camping. You're in a motorhome in a place where you plug into power. No. We started out camping in the back of pickup trucks, and in the last 20, 25 years, a little travel trailer haul it out the middle of nowhere, desert. We love Nevada desert, and you're there. You've got what you got. You're not getting anything else. You're not like, oh man, I ran out of whatever. I'll run down to the store. It's 50 miles to the nearest town that's population 50.
Wow.
That's neat. It's a lot of solitude.
Off grid.
Oh, totally off grid. And the time I was doing with Mom and Dad, we had a shortwave radio so we could get emergency communications if we need to. At this point, the thing I wouldn't be able to, Mom, like I said, Dad's gone, Mom's home alone. I wouldn't be able to go, except that I have a little satellite communicator, so I can text Mom from anywhere in the entire world. We can stay in communication. So I go out and hang out in my little trailer, pack up enough stuff for a couple of weeks, and do lots of hiking. Or if the wind and rains come up, lay back and read books. I got a huge library on there. bring rocks and pick up rocks and all kinds of things, bring them back to mom, take pictures of flowers, make sure you get at least 3 pictures of every flower that might be interesting so she can identify it when I get back. And I had to hang out in hot springs and do a lot of hiking and camping. We used to ride motorcycles, two-wheel drive things called Rokons, and you could go anywhere. There was a chain drive from the front wheel and the back wheel. I'm a little too frail. I can't say the word old because I'd probably cry. I'm a little too frail, and I'm up there by myself to be doing any motorcycle riding.
Yeah, that'd be dangerous.
The whole idea of being out there by yourself is, borderline. Are you crazy? You know what could happen? Yeah, but you got to live. So, and I got my little satellite communicator. So.
That's awesome,
Man.
Yes, this year when it came time to recordings for Murphy's for season 2, Shandon had given me a list of, hey, I'm going to be gone from this time to this time. I should be back by this date. And,
Oh, that's right.
I scheduled him based on that. And so I had him scheduled for a session thinking he would be back. And he wasn't back yet. And so I genuinely became concerned. Is this man dead out in the middle of the woods or desert somewhere? Because
did he finally got back to civilization and hit you up and was like, hey, sorry about that?
Yeah.
It ended up being what, like, was it like 2 days later or 2 or 3 days later?
It was like the next day. Honestly, it was like the day after I think I had him scheduled. He was like, hey, so I'm back. And it was like, I was about to call in the police to come looking for you.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, Mark. In fact, it's 10:30 because I told you, 7 o'clock Wednesday sounds great. But I didn't realize we were doing our blue moon thing tonight. So, and I think I'd expressed to you before, we're best friends with my mom, and anytime she will go do something. Top priority, we're gonna go do it.
That's good.
So I apologize for the camping thing. I apologize for making us late tonight. Thanks, guys.
You know what though?
No.
Hey, no, don't. Your mom. You need to take care of moms because moms took care of you.
Yeah, and still does.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah, James, you should take your own advice. Go take care of your mom.
She lives on the other side of the world. She's married again. So
excuses.
Did you say the other side of the world?
Well, not the other side.
That is what he said. Yes,
There's
because
kind of
3,000 miles. The world is only 3. James is a flat earther, actually.
Oh no, I am not. Those guys are weird. But no, I mean it's the other side of the country, but still, it's just I try and get back there when I can.
Oh, and actually, I've got to put it out there. Shandon not only is an extremely talented voice actor, but he is a really good guy. However, the flip side of that conversation is slightly creepy as well. So we have this service through the USPS where they scan our mail to say, hey, here's what's coming. And Jenny is my wife, and she said, hey, you're getting something from Shandon. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, something's coming from Shandon, but it's kind of weird because it just says Shannon Lauren.
It just said Shandon.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It just said Shandon. It did not have an return address, anything like that. And I was like, okay, so either it's something cool or he's sending us anthrax. I guess we'll find out. And so we go out, and I had a call I was on a recording session with Shandon, and I had mentioned that I was having difficulties with a micro SD reader, and that I couldn't get it to work, and I was having difficulties. And he sent me a SD card that has the insert to put a micro SD into so that I could put it into my computer. So Shannon, thank you. That was way too considerate. And, it was like, oh, wow, this guy's awesome. So I really appreciate it. But the flip side of that conversation is, how'd you find my address?
And the postmark was from Reno.
Yeah, so you didn't even want to drop it off in Carson City where you live because you wanted to conceal your address that much.
I can't speak to the postmark. I don't know. As for the address, I hit Google. There's more than one Mark Helton. And
so he sent one to all of them.
Yeah, no, well, there's more than one Mark and Jenny Helton. However, it lists Jenny's maiden name, I think. And based on the cover art
Ethnicity.
and what I thought of you, what I thought I heard, I bet that's her. That's her. That's him. So
You are a racist, sir. No.
Have you guys seen those TikToks where it's like they're like, "Oh, hey, come find me," and they'll just like do like, and then they'll send it to some guy, and some guy's like, "Let me find exactly where you are," and then he can find like exactly where they
Oh, I know.
are.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They're like, come clone. Like, there's this dude. He's like, come clone me. That one,
Yes.
or a different guy.
Yes.
No, like so someone will just
It's-
be standing in a parking lot and be like, "Hey, where am I?" And this guy will be like, "Well, look, I see these like awnings like this in the background and blah blah blah." And then I see like something red. I think that's a CVS. So I cross-referenced where all the CVSs are that, blah 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 and this and that. And from the angle of this and that, I know that you are in like Atlanta, Georgia at the CVS at 123 Anywhere Street. And, like blah blah blah. And look, we look it up in Google Maps and yep, this is where you were. And it's like so creepy and weird.
Amen.
Yeah, Shannon,
Some
the
people got
easier
skills,
way
man.
you could have done that is by just doing a county
Say it out
assessor search.
loud.
You
Don't
could've
say it out loud.
You could actually you could have just called. You could have just actually just hit him up through email and be like, hey, what's your address?
Yeah, that would have
that
worked.
wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been any fun though. It wouldn't have been.
You know what? That is
you know?
that actually the way you did it is actually it's creepy fun.
And I did leave the return address off, and on the chance that I was wrong, I did want somebody sending me something.
Send the
Have a
photo
good
of a
night,
middle
Terry.
finger.
And on the inside of the paper it said, "May your water stay calm." And your wait, was it?
Wednesday study.
Wednesday
you-
steady.
yeah.
And I was like,
And Tara's bouncing out. It is,
oh, it's
dang-
late over there.
dang near 1 a.m.
1 a.m. over there.
in,
Yep.
in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Bowling Green.
Good night, Tara.
Good night, Tara.
Good night. Good night.
Uh,
Good night.
So,
Sleep well.
Shandon, what do you got going on next?
Probably dinner, shower.
Dinner.
Yeah.
You mean in the real world of things?
In the
Yes,
real world.
yes.
I do have
Immediately after this episode finishes.
yeah, we got a little bit of a break before we start doing the recording. Huh? I'm heading out for another camping trip.
Mhm.
End of the last 2 weeks of September, and then October, I'm wall to wall booked with doing Halloween ghosts
gigs.
October stories. I got stories 15 days out of 30, which that's
31.
high story. March is high story season for all our Irish Celtic stories we do, and October is really high story season.
Interesting.
Doing a lot of stuff, and we have other storytellers also. So we've got stuff on just every day of the week, and
Nice.
and which you can tune into on StoryLinkRadio.com. But
Wait.
And Jenny, what do you have going on next?
After season 2 of Murphy's,
Yes.
I got season 3 of Murphy's. I work for the state, and so we're in a sort of a pretty busy time right now. And after that, I think more busy times. So, and we got a little kid. Hi, Jeff.
We got Gear Deli Jeff checking in. We started late tonight, Jeff. We started at 9 instead of our usual 8, thanks to Mr. Shannon Loring. I'm sorry, call me Bus. And so, yeah.
Yeah, and we got a kid, so life is busy. So
Indeed it is. And James, nobody cares what you got going on next. So
Wow.
So KaboomCon 2024. Jenny, will you be there?
I will be there.
Has no
I will
choice
come
but to
visit.
be there.
And
I do have a choice, but I choose to be there.
Okay.
Get the hell.
There's that too,
Yeah.
Jeff. There is that too.
And Shandon, you will be at KaboomCon 2024?
In real life, IRL.
Absolutely. I don't know what it is or what I can do to contribute, but I have 372 days for you to tell me all about it. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be really, really neat. And
IRL.
you're having it in
As
person
heard on Murphy's Inc., the voice actor of Michael Alexis
Yeah, sorry about
his name?
that.
What's that?
I didn't realize that.
Sorry about that. I don't think that turned up until a few episodes later. I don't think I was supposed to give out the surname that morning. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. And yes, Jimmy, he does have the countdown. Jimmy started countdown on his as well, which Jimmy will be on Pop Culture Kaboom Weekly, announcing how many days left until KaboomCon.
Nice.
Get the hell out of here. Well, Jenny,
know
is
why
there
the
anything that
PT
you would like to share with our live viewing and future viewing audience?
Are you guys up to chat a little longer? Or are you just like, oh my goodness, it is so late. It is so late.
I can go either way. James is off tomorrow. Shandon's retired. I think the only one that has to work tomorrow are you and me. So,
Yeah. Okay. So, James, it is the rib cook-off this weekend. You guys have not talked about this at all. Is it because you're like sad about it, or what is up with that?
Yeah, because I'm not going to be able to come.
I
That's
mean,
what
you
makes
weren't
me
able to
upset.
come last time,
I
but
know.
still talked
We
about
talked
it
about
last
it,
year.
but yeah, no, I'm.
uh-oh.
I have determined though that next year I am going to make sure that I get that time off.
So, how many days are you going to take off then? Because that's right around
Oh
the
no.
time for the con due.
Well, because the
con
thing
is
is, so the thing is that because I went to look at a calendar today, and so it's Labor Day next year is on Monday, so
Yeah,
September
it's like the
1st.
second or something, right?
No, it's like the 1st, I believe. If
Mm.
I might be the second, but whatever it is.
It is September 2nd.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So, it's September 2nd. Anyways, so, but what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna come up a couple days prior. I want to go to the cook-off, and then I'll basically come back, work. Oh, actually, no, dang, I'll probably end up just working one day because by that time, actually, September.
Why
it'll be
not
mid-September.
just take the week
Yeah.
off?
I don't know.
You're
I'll
gonna
figure
come.
it.
You're gonna
Anyways,
go back to
whatever.
Vegas and work for one day, and then fly back up here.
Maybe. I gotta. It's still it's year away. I gotta. I don't even know what my schedule is gonna be at that point in time. But anyways, yeah. So my plan is to at least do. I gotta come up. I want to come up for that and do and then do the con and all that kind of good stuff. So, but yeah.
And evidently, Shandon is flying now.
No, he's not flying. He's just walking around his. Oh, now he is flying.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He's Peter Pan.
I was thinking like Neo.
Kind of does look like Neo in the. Where are you going, bro?
So here's my other question: are we going to the balloon races this year?
You guys can go to that. I don't plan on coming up for the balloon races. I've been
Shandon?
once. It's not
Shandon,
that.
do you go to the balloon races?
Can you?
He's busy flying, I guess.
I guess so. I didn't realize it was coming up so soon because I lost track of time, but it is next weekend.
Shandon, are you flying around the wizarding world of Hogwarts right now?
Can he even hear? Is he? Can he hear us?
Oh, sorry, I muted that mic. Look at that. Sorry about that. No, I'm probably not going to go to the. What did you say? The balloon races.
He has to hold his breath to fly.
All that hot air.
Well, I did. So when I was on Pop Culture Kaboom this Sunday, one of the questions that came up was if you could pick any, and I'll ask it here just for funsies, if you could pick any fictional food or drink to try, what would that be and why? And I went with the fizzy lifting drink from Willy Wonka.
I was going to say that too.
And the reason I wanted to try it is because instead of burping, I wanted to let the gas out the other end and see what would happen.
Oh boy! I hope you explode.
So you can't pick what I already picked. So James, what would be your food or drink of choice? Fictional food or drink of choice?
I don't know. I kind of dig the everlasting gobstopper. I mean, because the gobstoppers that we have now they do finish, but the everlasting gobstopper you could lick it and it never gets smaller.
And it never loses its flavor.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that seems like fun.
And Jimmy had said that I would probably be like a balloon being released if I
Yeah.
left it out the other end. Shandon, for you, what fictional food or drink would you like to try?
1984 had what was it? Victory Gin. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be good. Probably be really crappy because things like bathtub gin, but I'd like to be able to say that I did.
Okay. And Jenny?
I don't have an answer to this. I can't think of any fictional food or drink that sounds super duper appealing.
Klingon blood wine.
Just say you want butterbeer, and then you can go to not Disney World. You can go to Universal Studios and actually get it.
That doesn't even really sound that appealing to me.
I don't know. I just heard. That's something I just heard about.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
of course, the fat kid, Ghirardelli Jeff, wants a Homer Simpson donut.
They have those at Universal Studios.
And
Nothing from Star Trek.
Now, porgs and tribbles did sound interesting, though.
Tribbles.
yes, a porg sounds good. Like, I don't know, seeing those little critters in the film, and then hearing, I don't know, the word porg, it makes me think of pork, and so I think it's got to be good.
Oh, those are little puffin looking things.
Yeah, exactly.
That Chewbacca was eating. He couldn't eat it because they were staring at him.
Mm-hmm.
That would have actually made me even happier because I'd just been like,
Okay, can I say something that's like a little morbid? So, Mark knows this, but I listen to a podcast called My Brother and Me.
Also known as Mabam Bam.
Also known as Mabim Bam. And they used to do Yahoo Answers back when Yahoo Answers was a thing. And they would take like ridiculous, Yahoo Answers questions, and then they would turn them into jokes and whatever. And one of the questions one time was something like, in Pokemon, the cartoon, a lot of times you would see like a food spread and it would look like there's meat there. And it's like, are there animals in Pokemon that are like food animals? And then there's the like Pokemon that are like Pokemon. But it kind of made me think like, and then they made this big joke about like what you would like to eat or whatever. But I'm like, I wonder what a Pokemon would
I'd
taste
like
like.
a nice Charizard.
it's
got char in the name.
I don't think Charizard is one of those that you'd be able to really like eat. I'm thinking more like there's Tauros, there's
You do like a Squirtle soup or like a Jigglypuff. Like
I don't think you see. I don't think there's just certain ones I don't think you would eat. But like I think there's like I mean like I think like Tauros for beef or whatever they call that. There's like these like you could use like the Pidgeots or Pidgeotos or whatever. You can use those. Those would be like what are those squab? Is that what?
Yeah, exactly.
They're like some pig ones. But yeah, like Charizard would be the one like using the fire, his flame to like help cook the food.
Now, see, I want to eat a cute one because, like, if it looks like something I already eat, like, what's the point, right?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I married that one.
I want to eat a cute one. What?
Yeah, like a Jigglypuff. Like, doesn't
Mr. Mime? Like, no,
doesn't Jigglypuff look like
no?
It would taste like sweet.
Jigglypuff looks like it just be a bunch of hot air. Jigglypuff looks like what's that? It looks like not Kurt. What's that? Kirby?
yes, Kirby.
Yeah, just full of hot air. Nothing there. Jigglypuff is
no, it's like a sweet meringue.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Hold on, Shannon. Was that a Grogu?
What?
Where?
Oh. Actually, we call him Baby Yoda because Grogu is a silly name. But yes.
Grogu is from American Dad, and
no, that was Rogu.
Was it Rogu? It wasn't Grogu?
No, it was Rogu.
Oh, I totally thought it was Grogu this entire time. Grogu is what I thought.
Anyways.
But okay, so that's my official answer. Let's go with Jigglypuff.
Okay.
Interesting.
Shandon, is there a Pokemon you would like to eat?
Yeah, not so much. I'm not really familiar with Pokemon as much. I did play Pokemon Go extensively, and I have like 500 of them in my library, but I would really hard pressed to tell you the name of any of them.
So then you must be really disappointed that Pokemon Go shut down then.
See, I didn't even know that because I lost my password like last year. It doesn't work at all anymore?
Yeah, they shut it down about a year ago, or maybe 6 months ago.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yes, Niantic, the company who made Pokemon Go, who makes many amazing games, they have a tendency to shut them down. They shut down the Harry Potter one.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wait, maybe when they did the Harry Potter one. I know they shut one of the major ones down, and I heard they were.
'Cause I
shutting
think
down,
Pokemon Go is
Whoa.
still up and running, from what I understand. But it doesn't
Let me
matter
check that
because I never really played it.
looking like literally right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I misspoke. I apologize. It was the Harry Potter that they shut down.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go is still going.
Yeah. Pokemon.
And no, they didn't shut down the Harry Potter one due to anything to do with controversial stuff. It
No,
was
just
licensing.
time to go. But yeah, no, oh well, actually, because we're coming up on 2 hours, so we can probably cut this. But anyways, I actually I met Cuba Gooding Jr. this week. Actually, yesterday.
Oh,
This man is hilarious. He looks. I was like, he looks. Well, he's obviously older now, but like I saw when he came in, I was like, oh, he looks familiar. And I was kind of, because I was checking, I was doing the X-ray, so I'm like checking bags and stuff, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, yo, that looks like Cuba Gooding Jr.
Wow.
And then he was, as he was coming through, this dude was absolutely, he had us dying because it was me, one of my my PSO who searches the bags, so I have to pull them, and then my walkthrough operator, and so he came in, he just cracking jokes and everything else, and he's a hoot, man. And so she ended up getting a picture with him. We didn't, because I was again running bags, but funny dude, and so he said, I'll be coming back through here a lot, and I was like, dang it, I'm not gonna be at this checkpoint no more. But hopefully he has to come through T3, and I'll be like, yeah, Cuba.
Cuba.
That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, maybe I probably won't do that, but I'll just be like,
Okay.
Mr. Gooding Jr.
Shandon. Yeah, I'm hybriding his name, Shandon. Mr. Lorden, do you have any more interesting, fun stories, anecdotes, anything you'd like to share with our listening, viewing audience, the millions?
I think I already took up way too much of your time, but I did think of another drink that I would actually like to have had was McCuction Scotch. I'd forgotten about that one. It's in Once Upon a Time. It's like 60-year-old Scotch, but it was also in Lost when they found it on the island. It was a fictional one like that. I think I'd rather have that than Victory Gin. But I think I already jabbered you.
I want that now too.
Sorry, you can't choose something that somebody else already chose.
I'll share it with him though.
He already knows your address, so he'll just send you a bottle.
Yeah, he'll just send a shot. He'll put it in the envelope, just pour it in, and lick the envelope, sucker.
Ooh,
I don't know how much 60-year-old Scotch costs, but especially fictional.
And is that Spyro behind you now?
What?
I think I'm sitting in the cantina. Oh yeah, I probably was right over there. But where do you go?
Spyro the Dragon.
Mm-hmm. It's one of our little draggies, and
I think I just saw the robot from Hitchhiker's Guide.
yes, over there, Marvin.
Yeah,
He's depressed because they won't let him into the cantina. Because no droids are allowed.
No droids allowed. I am not a droid.
All right. Well, I appreciate Shannon, Jenny, both of you for joining us and being on the Fat and Black Connection tonight.
Yeah.
I definitely look forward to at some point meeting Shandon in real life,
IRL,
before next year,
rather than a digital avatar.
IRL.
And James, I have nothing good to say about you, so I won't say anything.
Typical.
So yeah, with that, I will let Shandon. You can sign us off. Say goodbye to everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.
No.